easy to go at Jameis now that he threw 3 interceptions. Every single week, Max, defensive coordinators and defensive staffs or even head coaches talk to their team and they let them know, hey, this guy, not Jameis, but whatever quarterback is out there. It could be Derek Carr, it could be Russell Wilson, it could be Brett Favre, whoever. They're going to say, catch him when they throw him to you because he's going to give you some opportunities. That's just the reality of it. And it happened to pay off for Devin White yesterday. I'm not putting too much into it. His former teammate, he probably certainly felt the way. Who knows what that relationship was all about? But it's easy to do this to him right now.
That's why we love sports, so Key. I mean, you're allowed to have these kind of gripes about former teammates, and also, like, look, I don't think Lattimore deserved to kick out of the game, but you can make a case that altercation that happened between Evans and Lattimore with Tom Brady, that sparked a different kind of team from the Bucs going down in the fourth quarter. Like, that created a different momentum for them that they carried out to win the game.
They made one play in the fourth quarter, Jay.
Well, they made great defensive plays that actually won the game.
It was the one play.
Key, the game was 3-3 when that fight happened.
Yeah,
it was 3-3. The momentum changed and the defense stepped up. They got 3 picks.
You want to hear from the culprit himself, Mike Evans, at the Bucs post-game presser? Listen to Mike Evans on his scuffle with Lattimore.
I mean, we're in New Orleans. You know, it gets spicy sometimes. Got a little heat in the scuffle. Glad nobody got hurt, and glad our guys responded.
What is it about you and Marshawn that seems to always kind of come to a head?
We're super competitive, but today he was just a little too emotional. Like, you don't throw punches at guys on the field, and I think he threw a punch at Lenny and he pushed Tom or something like that, and I just can't let that happen to my teammates, so I just shoved him, and then it turned into a brawl.
All right, there you go.
Hey, I want to see them see each other in the offseason, though. I don't care about this. I want to see them see each other when they
What's going to happen in the offseason,
Vegas or something.
What's going to happen?
You know, if it's all that spicy, they'll see each other in the offseason and handle it.
So here's the thing. You said something interesting before. Keyshawn, J. Willimax, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80. Say, play ESPN. We pop up on your smart speakers. We are on ESPN2. We are on ESPNU. And we're on the ESPN app, by the way. If you click more on the right-hand corner of the app's probably already on your phone. If not, download it. It takes 5 seconds. Click more on the right-hand corner of the app and scroll down to live radio. Up right-hand corner, more, live radio on the bottom. You scroll down. Bam, that's where you can find us right there. Now, Key said
we're
something.
all ESPN all over.
That's right. But the app, you can take us with you. See, a lot of times people get to work and they want to keep listening. They're waiting in the driveway. They're waiting in the parking lot. And they're like, I don't want to miss it, but I don't want to be late to work. With the app, you take us right in with you in your ears, AirPods, whatever. So, Key, you said something about the Bengals earlier. You said Bengals going to Bengal, right? There's some franchises that feel snake bit. The Browns over the weekend. Typical Browns. The Chargers, even with the mighty Chargers now, they still figure out a way to lose at the end of the game, right? Well, you mentioned the Bengals bengling. I will point out that these 2 games, and they lost both, were close. As many mistakes as the Bengals made, they could have easily won both games. And I do it.
They win those a year ago.
They do, but I anticipate that Joe Burrow's going to start winning those games. If they keep it close, he's not going to keep coming up on the wrong side of the ledger. Not Joe Burrow. He wore a mink coat with a chain.
Max, it's okay, man. It's okay. Joe Burrow, he's 13 sacks, 64% completion percentage.
He'll be fine.
It's the league, man. The league, they're not just going to let you. What do you think these defensive coordinators do, man? They just sit up at night and talk to each other? No.
Joe Burrow's going to light some teams up coming up.
As we said before, guys, 2 games into the regular season.
Yeah.
2 games, right?
Yeah, 2 games into the regular season, but they 0-2, not 1-1.
Okay, so let's talk about why, though, because that whole revamped O-line that they supposedly had, getting Lael Collins, getting Alex Kappa, even getting Cordell Volson, who they drafted, right? It takes a while for an O-line to work together.
No doubt.
So, by the way, Joe Burrow was sacked 51 times last year. He's on pace to being sacked 111 times this year, thus far, within 2 games. So you talk about that matchup with Michael Parsons, he absolutely destroyed Lael Collins. He destroyed him. So when you're getting that amount of pressure, once again, not making excuses for Joe Burrow, but, I mean, it's going back to what they had last year. Same problems.
Take Parsons off the field. And, Key, I know you are slow to praise guys in the beginning of their careers. You want to see them do it again and again. But to my eye, I think Parsons is the second best defensive player in football today.
Yeah, but a guy like
behind
Parsons,
Aaron Donald.
he doesn't need to do it over and over again. You could clearly see that
so
he's a playmaker in the National Football League, and he's going to be around for a very long time.
Key, that's my point. When you have one of the best defensive players in the game by himself, creating 10 pressures, as Jay said, out of 15, well, take Parsons out, replace him with a normal dude. Now it's a whole different game.
But that's not reality, though.
No, I get it. I'm saying, but he's not going to be facing Parsons every week.
Oh, no, everybody has a Parsons on their team.
No, not Parsons.
What
That's
do you
what
think?
I'm saying. Not Parsons.
What do you think T.J. Watt is?
He's not Parsons. Nope.
So you don't think T.J. Watt
is as good as Parsons? No, I don't.
Okay, I
don't.
Hey, that's on you. I think there's a lot of people.
Watt's a great player.
I think there's a lot of people in the National Football League that would argue against that. You're talking about a guy in the division, in your division, in T.J. Watt. You don't think Myles Garrett is going to create havoc?
I love Myles Garrett. It's a different position, but if I had to take
it's an edge rusher.
Okay, if I had to take Garrett or Parsons, I'm taking Parsons.
You can do more with Parsons in terms of putting him in different spots. But in terms of harassing a quarterback, them dudes is harassed. Every team has one or two of those.
But you're not going to get 10 pressures from the one guy usually. And not every team does. A handful of teams do, right? You could put anything on a bell curve. By definition, only a few people are going to be elite. Key, when you were in your prime, did every team have a Keyshawn Johnson? No. A lot of teams had a number one receiver, but not everyone had a receiver on a certain level.
Yeah, but even those number one receivers were still good, though.
No,
Matt.
Of course, I get it.
And when you got Myles Garrett chasing you from behind and pushing you to Jadeveon Clowney, I mean, like, come on, man. I get it. You like Joe Burrow. We like the mink coat. Maybe he'll get a different one and wear it to the game next week in a bigger chain or something. I understand. I get it.
All right.
He was the flavor of the month. I understand it.
No.
But it's different.
Not of the month. Not of the month. There's going to be some months coming up for Joe Burrow. Okay, but we will see. Look, here's Zach Taylor on whether he's concerned with the disjointed offense as Key is.
No, because people are going to look back at 2 games last year and say something very similar, so these reactions always happen when you lose a game. It's a long season. That's what we tell our players. We're just going to take ownership in these losses and continue to get better. We know that we have a good football team. We've shot ourselves in the foot a little bit early on here in 2 games. Long season yet to go, and our guys are going to continue to improve and play better and get some wins.
There's no question it's a long season. There's no question that it's only 2 games. The problem that you have, those 2 games a year ago, you found a way to win. You found a way to win those games. You haven't found a way to win these. Yeah, you made it interesting in the end, but you came away with losses. And if you keep playing a certain way and keep making things interesting in the end and then come away with losses and you start stacking these losses up, before you know it, you'll have 7, 8 losses and talking about, damn, we getting ready for 2023.
Just remember last year when they lost at Chicago, and there was similar kind of like, oh, they lost to the Bears and this game isn't right, a lot of issues. It takes time for an O-line to gel. It takes time for any team to gel. There is something in me that has faith in Collins and Kappa and them to work through those issues because they have addressed it in free agency.
And also, to like what Keith said earlier, the real thing on an O-line is no weaknesses because there are only, by definition, 5, 6, 8, whatever it is, elite pass rushers, right? That's when you need the elite tackle. Otherwise, against most teams, as long as you're not really weak in any link of the line, you should be all right. So that a lot comes from knowing each other, playing together, reps, and there's no replacement for time in the saddle, man. You got to have time in the saddle.
Next up on the schedule too, at Jets. So you're looking at a game. Bengals at Jets, yeah.
You want to take some calls?
Yeah.
People want to get on
Bengals at Jets. Didn't they just beat the Bengals last year?
Ray in Connecticut.
The Jets beat the Bengals last year, I think.
Ray in Connecticut has something to tell us, guys.
Hey, good morning, guys. Are you there?
What's up, Ray?
What's up, man?
Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Hey, my 3 favorite guys when I wake up in the morning. But I have to wonder, how do you feel about the Buccaneers winning? None of you picked them. And I thought if you had it to do over again, would you do it?
Well, yeah, clearly.
No, I'm not. I ride with the Saints. I'm not a flipper.
I mean, knowing what I know now, would I take the team that won? Nah. Yeah, if I could go back in time and be right, would I? Yes, the answer is yes to that question.
Nah.
No, Key still wants to. Key would do it all again.
I mean, yeah, I'll take it all again because I'm not a flipper. I'm not one of them dudes that change my mind from day to day, week to week when I'm picking something. You know, you got to stay with it. Max, they'll remember that. They remember that right here, man. You know, One week you picking this team, the next week you picking that one.
That's right.
Oh, I like this one. Oh, I really didn't say that. No, I'm staying right with the Saints.
No, I'm changing based on the evidence.
Yeah, I still would have been with the Saints, but I would say as a gambler though, it's okay to flip and pick different teams based upon what as context and news comes in. You're allowed to change your opinion on things.
Know what else, guys?
I'm not gambling. I'm picking.